laser blasters related to Star Wars. They're talking laser blasters. The airline of Star Wars universe shoots at each other with things we collectively refer to as laser blasters, even though the characters only call them blasters. When we think of them as lasers, the question is, are they?
It's like lying is like pretty much necessary to be an atheist, lest they expose the system.
Yeah. Well, it says they knew God and did not want to acknowledge Him, and they turned. So the suppression of the truth and the righteousness is a form of self-deception. I always love it though when they put it in their profile, or they just mock it that they mock that they're suppressing the truth and the righteousness. See, the proof of the pudding is that when we go through their atheist cliched lines of reasoning and they all implode, right? Then what they're left with is arbitrariness behind their not God world. But if it's truly arbitrary, then they could arbitrarily accept the God world, but they refuse to do it. So their non-acceptance of the God world is neither rationally based nor is it arbitrary. So the only thing we have left is that they're suppressing the truth and the righteousness. They're actively involved in resistant non-belief.
I've got a speed of 135 miles per hour.
Yeah. That's another thing I noticed that you've been laying out, like resistant non-belief versus non-resistant non-belief.
Well, I have to give credit for, I have to give the credit to the wording to Matt Adams for that. But the concept goes back to Romans 1 in Scripture.
I don't even know Matt Adams said that. Resistant non-belief versus non-resistant non-belief.
We can do anything that we want.
So if I tell you that there are nuggets of gold on Mars, you would be in a state of unbelief. But your unbelief would not be the product of the fact that you were resistant to it, that you didn't want it to be the case. So that you would, resistant non-belief would be then your mind through a process of confirmation bias, drawing, whatever cliched type of thinking as to why you don't believe. This is why when you question them in a presuppositional way, they are either going to have to admit that they're giving the double middle fingers to the God of the Bible, or embrace chaos, but they don't want to embrace chaos, so they just lie. They prevaricate. They obfuscate.
You know something? In spite of the denominational differences in Christians and the Christians having in Christianity, you can get a consistent answer from Christians who create the world, God. You get a consistent answer from us. But when you're talking to atheists, you get all sorts of ridiculous answers like reality, space-time, quantum fluctuation. They give all sorts of different answers. A lot of it is just variations of the same garbage, but you can't get any sort of consistent answers from these clowns at all.
Well, the law hypotheist, where he says there's just one universe and it's revealed itself to him.
Space.
But then when I ask him what lies behind the visible, horizon on the universe, he doesn't know. Are we in one universe and there could be another universe? Right?
Yeah, it's funny, Darth. Yeah.
Since if he doesn't know that our universe is singular, he doesn't know, because he doesn't know what lies behind the visible universe. So it's clear he's lying when he says all there is this singular universe. See, the idea is he's imagining the universe as concretely unified by, quote, space-time. And everything that is contained within that, spectrum. Right? Let's say that the visible universe is beyond the horizon, if you will, is twice as big as what we imagine to be the distance from here to the, the outward limits of what we can visibly see, right? That's how he imagines it. But that's presupposing that we're just in one universe. What if it's the case that we're in one universe and there's another universe? Yeah, the guy's clearly lying, and I don't understand why he persists and do this. I mean, we're not ninth graders. We're not gullible.
Yeah, does because I just Google space and time and yeah, he doesn't know that hypothesis. He's just saying whatever that just it doesn't make sense, or he'll just say whatever doesn't make sense. And when you challenge
Time space, as Einstein maintained it, right, is just a placeholder, right?
The city of Lulu says space-time is concrete.
Well, what I can ask him, what's time? What is time? If you go to the dictionary, time is the indefinite progress of events. Okay.
yeah.
But events and change and whatnot, that's abstract. There's no concrete. There's nothing concrete there.
Space has to do with a coordinate system. Okay. Right. And the coordinate system is also itself a kind of abstraction.
Yeah, it's like when he says space and time.
Well, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things within science where they employ, abstractions, right? And but they'll reify these things.
And it's like no hypothesis is just incoherent.
Yeah, it's worse than that. He's a liar.
Yeah, like space and time, like based on what I've learned just so far a little bit is like dimensions, and then where and the events occur. So
You see, look, it's like this. What he's saying is all the stuff within the abstraction of the universe are contiguous in some way and in some sense, so that they would be concretely unified. How does he know they're contiguous concretely? Okay.
I've heard of contiguous, but what does contiguous mean?
Okay, if you take a look at the 50 states, Alaska and Hawaii are not contiguous. All the rest of the states are interconnected.
Oh, you're saying there's a consistent link, and then you can drive.
Contiguous means they're connected to one another. So there's a contiguous relationship. So, for example, let's say
I'm talking about the same country with Alaska or Hawaii, but it's not contiguous. I got you.
Right. All the lower 48 are they're contiguous, but Alaska and Hawaii are not contiguous. What if it's the case that within the set of all real things, we have two different groups that are not contiguous? But you see, he doesn't know that.
Compare the difference in scores.
Right? But as the universe revealed that there's a concrete unity. So what he's actually conveying is a kind of contiguousness. But he doesn't know that, because I asked him what lies behind the visible edge of the universe in all directions. Well, I don't know. If you don't know, then it's not necessarily what lies beyond that might not be contiguous.
Oh, you're just saying there could be a separate universe, thus not having a contiguous.
Whatever. It could be something that's just not contiguous in terms of whatever he wants space and time to be.
Whether it's a universe or something else.
Right. It's just
not within this.
It's just that, decade after decade of going to school and watching documentaries and TV on, people have been indoctrinated into this view that the universe is concrete rather than an abstract reference to a set of concrete particulars, and because they're reifying this abstract term, the universe, they're thinking of it that it's concrete, and therefore because it's concrete, they then think it's contiguous.
Right.
Don't perceive that the treatment area involves your urethra, or if you're allergic to any collagens or any of the ingredients. They cause serious side effects.
Darth, when somebody says that they don't believe morality actually exists, how do you go about debunking that and showing that they actually?
Then what you need to do is kick them in the shin, spit in their face, and take their wallet. And then when they don't complain, you can say, "Yeah, I guess you're right."
Find a Xiaflex trained urologist at BenCare.com.
The fact is, they don't live that way. When they say that,
They don't live that way. Yeah, they don't live that way.
So that's yet another form of lying that they do. Another form of deception.
I think it was Darth Arianis last week or so came in about the same time Jay Mike did, and you
Yeah, you're really weak, man. You're very weak.
Yep.
All right, I'll step out. Come back.
And while we're waiting, yeah, I wouldn't take him too seriously. He's a colossal wonk wannabe, but he's nothing but a punk. He actually engages in stalking on Clubhouse. He's engaged in stalking. First he lied, right? And then he had to admit after he was like, "What's wrong with that?" He's a liar. Yeah. So he sits there like he's a little philosophical genius trying to impress everybody with the depth and breadth of his philosophical knowledge, but he's just a little scumbag of a teenage mind who stalks and harasses and lies. He just outright lies. We're not talking about a practical joke here. I have no problem with practical jokes, okay? But when you just outright lie about stalking and harassing, right? Then we call it for what it is, and that's what he is.
He's for life.
And I've attempted to interact with him in the past, and it doesn't take him long before he becomes over the top obnoxious, because he knows that he can't bamboozle me with his philosophy and his well practiced segueing onto extraneous rabbit trails. He calls himself Darth Arrhenius. We should call him Darth Extraneous.
Darth Extraneous.
Yeah. Well, and anybody who cohabits, on Clubhouse with Angstrike and those other groupies, I mean, these people are creepy, right? If they were really as smart as they think they are and that they pretend to be, they wouldn't have to resort to all this kind of philosophical, philosophy-speak and double talk. Just remember, they're versed enough in philosophical nomenclature and ideology that they can use it as a tool to constantly rabbit trail. That's why when I tell other apologists, not that I've practiced it myself as sharply as I do or could, you have to focus on what your questions are and don't allow them to give you deceptive or evasive answers.
To test the combat cliche that
Yeah, like he's just being a sophist, it's just like sophistry, and just that's it. It's just sophistry. Ask questions, ask, you're very philosophical, ask questions, that's it, that's the game, until you actually challenge them and then they'll say, oh, are you saying this, like that's just another ploy to be to ploy more sophistry on you, and it's like when you don't challenge them, you don't see it, call them out, they're gonna keep doing it. It's just, yeah.
and find out if
It's not honest. It's not from an honest, um, genuine heart. It's more of this. It's that deceitful, uh, bamboozle sophistry. It's not, and this is why when like North Iranians and those bank strike groupies, I don't take them seriously. And it's like this. They're not even human. It's just kind of like they are human, like
Yeah.
created an image of God, but that you don't.
I know,
It's just
I know, I know I need to be more patient, but I'm tired. I'm just sick of the nonstop lying. Okay.
it's yeah. You're like, why you gotta lie? Like, come on, like, don't you respect the social? What do you call it? Social
Social contract.
between people, like, but they don't, and that's what's scary because they just uh, they
The thing is, man, if you hear a lie every once in a while, then yeah, that can take you off. But that's the one thing. But when you hear a stream of lies, one after another, multiple times, that wow, that's literally what we go with tonight. It's just one atheist after another, just straight lying.
Yeah, remember that last guy that we had? You know, he started off cordial and pretending like he didn't understand. How long did it take for him to resort to evasion and deception and playing dumb?
Not long at all.
No, it didn't. But he started off like he was sincere. Remember that?
It's usually how it happens.
Yeah.
it, if you don't know. Okay, if you don't know, just ask the question. Don't say I know and then you don't know. Just don't play that game. Like just like I don't get it because it's not gonna help you more. It's just gonna be like, and then you're gonna ask a question. I don't get it. I like just be honest. Just don't lie. Just between
So
two.
so so if you see that clown again, um, what's his name? Null Hypatheist.
Oh,
What he refers to as time space. Ask him: is the totality of what you refer to is the totality of everything? Is it contiguous? Right? And if he says yes, say, where'd you get that from? It may be a popular belief that the contiguous nature is time space, but even that's problematic.
I'll tell you,
Even if it wasn't, yeah, go ahead.
I'll tell you where he got it from. Reality.
Yeah, he pieced it together through a regime of validity.
Yes, sir.
We're dealing with some regime of validity masters. They're one level up from a Sith Lord.
you say continuous? Sorry, continuous.
Contiguous.
Contiguous.
Car. Oh man, I
You
wrote
know how
that.
every state touches each other by a geographical border?
Okay, geographic states. Okay.
Alaska is contiguous with Canada, right? But it's not contiguous with the lower 48 states.
Contiguous. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch you play.
Yeah.
Can you hear me any better now, or is it still really weak?
It's
still low, man.
It sounds like you're almost somebody put you in the trunk of the car.
I'm muffled.
I have no
Help!
All right.
Help!
So if I speak louder, is that any better?
That
A little bit.
a little, yeah.
This sounds like you're still muffled. Like you can speak louder, but
Just do your best. Okay, we'll just try.
Now, I can't hear what I was going to say.
He has access to my papers, which he used incredibly effectively. Nothing close, my left done. From my perspective, perspective, I don't think I can call high ground the ultimate advantage at this point.
If it was, hey Ty, if you were attempting to speak, we can't hear you at all.
There's two things wrong with the data being thus far down. One is we're looking for an definitive advantage, not a soft advantage. Two, and most importantly, we're not sword fighters. We don't approach think about fighting with swords like this. We need the
I think what we dealt with tonight is just a clear-cut case that we need to always remember that this is not a flesh and blood battle. This is spiritual.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's a spiritual issue. This is not a disputation about intellectual disagreement. It's not it at all. And we have very supportive evidence because they so chronically engage in deception.
Not very accurate.
So when I asked P.Z. Myers, how is it there is no God, he outright denied that he was denying God. And then he tried to bait and switch. But previously, going back even to like 2009 or 2008, he wrote an article on Thanksgiving pretty much declaring God doesn't exist. And then shortly after my questioning him, he outright denied God's existence. They talk out of both sides of their mouth.
Yeah, like dark. It's like just unbelievers. It's like they just don't want to be challenged. They don't want to get.
No. They do want to be challenged, but they want to get away by engaging in deception.
Yeah, they want to be.
You ask him, if I'll say, is something black or not black? You go, well, maybe, could be.
Yeah, we got the whole lot. These maybes, could be's, people not focusing on simple, straightforward questions. Like, do you people hear? Do you people listen? There's a clear question asked to you. Did you listen and follow it up with an actual answer?
Yeah. If you say to me, do you believe right now there's a black bear out your window? All right? I say, well, there could be. It's not an answer to the question. Possible. It's not an answer to the question. The issue is, no, I don't believe there's a black bear outside my window. But if for some reason some new information comes along, I'll change my mind whether there's a black bear outside my window.
They don't want their position to be. How should I say?
Okay, so
Bigger.
for all I just want to say for all you Darth Dawkins haters out there, who think Darth Dawkins is a racist. Darth Dawkins wants to announce that he wants you all to go to see the Woman King. It's a new movie about a black woman in Africa. So there you go. I'm not racist.
No. No, it's. Where can we find the intelligent atheists? Like, come on, like, give us. We don't need no more sophistry, and that's. Oh my god, it's so.
I'm surprised they haven't used audio clips where I have been asked by Brojo if I saw Black Panther and said, no, I've never seen it, that they didn't use that as evidence that I'm a racist.
Of course.
Yeah.
I actually had an atheist call me a racial slur tonight.
Wait.
Yeah,
Well,
it actually happened. And then some other atheist was like using a racial slur.
Was it one of the usual suspects?
He called himself conservative atheist.
Well, you just simply say, is that supposed to offend me? Am I supposed to be shocked?
I mean, I wasn't shocked. I just removed him because he was a scumbag.
Good.
No, what's with the whole?
And then another one came up in here in the text chat saying using racial slurs isn't necessarily a slur. And now I invited him up there and asked him, dude, he called me the N-word directly. Is that not a racial slur he used right there? He says no. And then I had to remove him too. And I blocked his account.
By the way, we need to make pause for a commercial interruption. This is a public service announcement from James is Tired. James is Tired is currently doing fundraising, and he's, aligning himself with the atheists and fully supporting Tom Rabbit against that evil monster, Darth Dawkins. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement.
Yeah, why would he support someone that would make lies and say horrendous things about you, dog? I mean, look,
It's very simple. It's probably a technical term that you've never heard before, so do you have a pen or paper with you? Otherwise, memorize it and then write it down, okay?
I got my paper.
Ready? Okay. Because he's a dope.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you say that one more time for me? Actually, I can write that down.
DOPE.
Like marijuana. Just kidding.
Only as a just the representative token, but not in content. But Darth Dawkins, Darth Dawkins, he forced my hand,
Was that the guy who had a very tenuous list of things you said that he was interpreting as racist? Is that guy?
Yeah, James is Tired. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I listened to that episode.
What did you think? I listened to it too, and I didn't see anything. It was embarrassing on his part, in my opinion.
I'm surprised he didn't say that he had heard you in the past say okay. And when okay is done as a hand symbol, some people suppose that it is some sort of racist hand symbol. And so that's further evidence that you're racist because you've used the word okay.
Well, I just want you to know that James is Tired fully supports the work of Tom Rabbit because it's advancing Christianity. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said.
Honestly, I would not have expected this coming
It doesn't get any. Look, it doesn't get any more dopey than that. Okay. All right. And he got blocked by me because he kept on showing up in rooms that I'm in, and then he would pop into the audience. And at least the most recent instance, he showed up into the stage and said something in order to taunt me. Okay, to react. Okay. So I blocked him. Okay. Now he's going. We're going to have everyone. I'm going to have all my friends. We're going to block Darth Dawkins.
The first time I've heard, I interacted with James as Ty. He would say, "Oh, I shouldn't do this to you as a brother in Christ," and then he went to do like what he said that he wasn't that Christians shouldn't do to each other.
He's trying to get street cred among the atheists because he's constantly cohabiting with them. Did he speak with me privately? Okay. Did he go over? Did he actually review the context of these things? No. All he did was he had a list that he got from Tom Rabbit. Okay.
And the sad thing about it, though, he didn't even apologize. Because I know some Christians, and you know too, that we and others
Oh,
know
no,
that.
oh, he has no. He's doubled and tripled down on it. He's doing the whole theatrical routine now. You know, Dr. Dawkins, he forced my hand. You know, he forced me.
Yeah, I don't appreciate what James like. We know one mutual person that would say things about you, and he apologized and did privately talk to you, and I commend that brother. But James is tired. He can't even apologize or and go along with them to do. It's just it's just sad to see. It really is.
You know, ordinarily I would drop it if he, did this, but he's not dropping it. He's continuing to cohabitate with the atheists, you know, and slander and defame. So, well, what goes around comes around, if you know what I mean.
Jamie's unable to react and taking face value. James?
Yeah, and I like how you try to work it out too. And if you have another issue with another brother, then you work it out privately and talk about it privately, and we don't see that with James's side. We don't see that stuff. We just see uh, not apologize, just keep saying, "Oh, you're racist," and just
Look, when somebody cohabitates with the atheists like he does, right, it speaks for itself. It doesn't need any commentary. It doesn't get any more creepy and dopier than that.
There might be a wrinkle we want to add to this that makes it more realistic. But before they test a more realistic withdrawal,
I just
Jedi will test the martial will of a higher
it's like you just want to say, just apologize, just dude, come on, like man, I just yeah.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your money. Learn more at Deer.com.
All right, I'll be back.
dejected and bewildered. You know, afterwards, I kind of feel like that's what it must be like for John Lee and Matt Adams. You know, that they're still rehearsing these, you know, these like kiddie pool arguments. You know, thinking that they, you know, that they can still carry the day with them. It's just so bizarre.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's been a really good 24 hours. I mean, since Dan Linford last night and today, it's just so entertaining.
Wasn't that kind of a similar tone change right after? Oh yeah, actually, I wrote a paper on that.
I gotta go back. Is somebody going to post that? Because I would love to go back and just hear that part, you know, where you talked
It's
about
on Daz's channel.
the threat assessment thing. Yeah, the threat assessment thing. Well, I'll try to find it. But the threat assessment thing is just hilarious, you know? Wait, so you have a PhD? And your PhD in what exactly?
I have to listen to that.
I just want to hear that part again. Jack, I got the video. Do you want me to play it? No, it's Jane actually already sent it to me. Thank you, Bill.
Post it in the room chat. Post it in the room chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear that Darth was making fun of you.
That's making fun of who?
Layla.
Oh yeah, he was making fun of me earlier.
How weird that.
You heard it?
I want to hear him making fun of you. That sounds great.
It was really funny.
Oh, you're here.
It was really funny, yeah. He just like he just eventually started resorting to be like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh."
Yeah, it's pretty close.
And
Yeah, I
I
wanna
was
hear
like,
that.
I had myself muted, so he just like kept going and going.
There is something funny going on with your.
Hey, my name is Layla. I'm a stupid head.
He's going so soft. Oh yeah, it was really good. It was really. And then he finished it off with the flair of, "This is what these atheists will do." And what he was referring to is talk quietly and disagree with him.
What is it that he does he know what your religious views are right now?
I said that I've recently been more confident in Christianity isn't true in the last like 3 to 6 months than I have.
You think a size 8 is big?
Every demon that torments you, that when you dream, you forget your dream. These are part of the fight. The devil keep fighting the believers. When the Lord shows you a dream, Satan comes and takes away the dream from you. He's so
Couldn't listen to that.
do something. That sounds good. Tasty.
Yeah, I gorged on more of those chips tonight, but with some pico de gallo and some guacamole.
What kind of chips are them?
They're corn chips, tortilla chips.
That sounds good then, yeah.
But they're made fresh down the street here.
Ooh,
So I got them
yeah.
the other day. And the guacamole and pico was awesome, but I can feel I'm gonna have heartburn again. I think I'm just eating too much.
Why are you so fat?
Yeah, right?
Okay, I have the fridge.
It's because you're smoking less.
Are you actually smoking less?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I don't know. I guess that's probably it. It was so good though. Well, damn it! I wanted Lula to explain to me why anything is wrong.
Well, because not everything's right.
You scared her off with your knee fetish.
I didn't even ask. I didn't even ask what I wanted to. Please pin her. Get her back here.
Wait, I need to figure that out, like, the proper measurement from, like, toes to crotch for me.
Well,
did you say hose to crotch?
You know how you would, when you're like growing in height, like stand against the wall and like, you mark your height, whatever. The thing you do is stand against the wall, but like face the wall and, measure it.
Yeah, I actually do have that on my doorway, but that would be,
of course,
almost seems like a Key and Peele, I don't know. But it's like, oh, like you've gotten so much taller, but what's this marking like midway through? Like what's that for?
I need a tape measure. I'm going to put that on my list.
Yeah.
From the top or from the bottom?
From the middle. Yeah, go to the middle, of course. Obviously. What kind of question was that?
I was just seeing if you knew what you were talking about. You passed. So what is it with John and these research studies?
It's a remnant from Facebook. Copy paste.
Yeah, it's him.
It's like he would benefit from.
Obsessed with this stuff too. I've never seen the relevance of it. Okay, it's like maybe
it's because
some people.
Yeah, they've heard citation please so often that they're ready with it now.
Yeah, but they don't know how to
interactive people who may say things like, we'd be better off with their religion or something like that, and say, "Well, look at this,"
Yeah, but that's stupid.
I haven't heard anyone say anything like that either, but.
Well, like what really annoys me is like the new atheists.
Also, I don't think they saw those studies, but it's just that.
Like in some rooms, like people won't say like, okay, like why the fuck does this matter, right? Which is like what people should say to that. Like, oh, dude, fucking whatever, right? Atheists commit more crime or something. It's like, okay, just granting you everything. Like, why would that matter? But like these people are just like, no, I don't think so, and it's just like why would you play along with Dungeons and Dragons? It's a little bit bizarre.
I think when people are new, they have a tendency to still be defensive and questioning, things. I don't know a lot, and I know very little, but I know a lot more than when I first became an atheist about what really matters to the position.
And I'm a big role player, so that's my experience.
I was in one of these rooms yesterday, and like James is tired, is like saying all sorts of nonsense, like God's logically necessary or whatever, fucking all of it, right? Just all of the nonsense. And then I just say like, wait, do you have support for that at all, or are you just like talking out of your ass, or like what's going on here? And they just like wanted to continue the discussion over like the historical context of Jesus or whatever. And then like they got pissed at me when I wanted to, hear James like justify his claim. And then I was like, no, like I don't give a shit about history, right? Like I just like somebody made a claim and nobody's addressing it, and we're just talking about like this fucking nonsense, right? Just sort of rubbed me down
due to the double impossibility of the country. Double impossible.
The new triple impossible Whopper.
And it was like, oh, we all have our perspectives and we're all sharing, and it's like okay, if you want to like operate a shit show, go ahead, but it's like so bad. I messaged Haiti about it, and she was like, yeah, like this room is awful.
That's your fault though, so.
Well,
got him. Has anybody seen the video of Praise recording Gavin for some kind of soundboard recording? No. No. I think it's still there. I think it's probably gone because Praise took down videos. More goofy, typical behavior from these buffoons. Yep. Like John Lee. Don't any of these other people want to come up here?
What would you say is like John Lee's defining trait as an apologist?
I'm not an apologist.
There you go. Not being an apologist. That's his defining trait as an apologist. That's his sort of apologetics. Denying being an apologist.
Wow, yes. That's so meta. So it's like
all these other apologists are like actual apologists, but his style of apologetics is to not fiddle it out.
He's like, there is no spoon.
There's no spoon, but soup's for dinner.
I'll eat my dinner on a truth table. Why would I want to eat my dinner on a false one?
Good pun.
Place table. Which I mean?
Tables proof God.
When you reference tables, you reference God.
I didn't think I had to spell it out for everyone, but yeah.
He also referenced the necessity of God.
Yeah.
So,
Not just referencing God.
What's up? Is there any difference from referencing anything else? Being that everything else references God
the
in that case?
contingency of something.
Referencing. I can't believe I'm talking like this.
What is reference?
The referent and the referee. No, was it the antecedent?
Invoking facts necessitate referencing the necessity of God. Does referencing,
So when I
does invoking a fact
Say it 5 times fast, JJ.
I'm just actually trying to make sense of it.
why trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense?
Well, it starts with how have you determined, right?
Well, it can start a bunch of different ways.
How have you determined that all of the facts
rephrased
are
do not reference God.
Do not reference the necessity of God. I think that's how it is.
My answer to Darth has always been, I've always said, well, how would I know if they do or not?
Well, they reference the necessity of Ma.
Okay, everyone, say the Darth Dawkins hymn.
Darth Dawkins hymn?
Or whatever you want to call it.
How have you determined
All the facts that you are acquainted with do not reference God.
Necessitate referencing
How does it say that all the facts you are acquainted with do not necessitate God?
Referencing the necessity of God. You're getting it wrong. No,
yes, he is getting it wrong.
They necessitate referencing the necessity.
It's not just that they necessitate God.
Do not necessitate referencing God.
No. The act of referencing necessitates. Referencing the necessity.
Referencing.
Like you have a necessitor and a necessity.
I take my necessity with a little bit of sugar, please.
Yeah.
This goes really well with me, by the way.
Francesco, can you say, hey, I'm referencing God here?
Hey, I'm referencing over here. Hey. I'm referencing God here.
How the fuck do I know, Doc? Who's this fucking guy, Doc? Fuck this guy.
That is such a good.
He's talking to me. He says some shit about what's referencing what. I said, what? I said, Ma, what the fuck's this guy talking about? Do not ever talk me.
He's talking about God. That's what he's talking about.
Oh no. Oh no. So, we get this straight.
How does poker reference God?
No poker.
Okay.
No fucking poker.
Every time John says something like, "Oh, I had a pocket pear," or "Oh, pocket rockets," or whatever, he's referencing God there.
Oh, damn it. I did want to ask, Shamos if he knew what sailboats were, but what? Sailboats was?
Of course he does. Shamos was interviewing me in the other.
Why? How'd that go?
Or what? He was just asking me, well, what do you think about divine hiddenness, libertarian free will? It's just like, okay. Out of nowhere, just like these questions.
Well, I don't know about out of nowhere.
Ex nihilo.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Questionio ex nihilo. Cristiano Ronaldo or something. Well, because there's not an atheistiano for some reason.
Interrogatio.
Guardian Leviosa.
Interrogatorio. Can we just make fun of Italians for a while?
I'm good with that.
Oh, mamma mia.
Hey, oh.
Mamma mia. Hey,
I'm being Italian here. Hey,
oh.
You insult them a little bit.
Hey, wait.
A little bit. You insulted him a little bit.
A little bit. No.
Nah. You insulted him a little bit.
They used to call him Spit Shine Tommy. I mean, he was the best. He
I ain't got no shine box no more, Billy, ain't you heard?
Maybe I've heard you. It's been away a long time.
I'm trying to be kidding, you know. There's a lot of people around.
Oh, that's a spicy sauce there.
That's a spicy meatball.
That's a spicy meatball.
Meatball, eh? Meatball.
You like the sauce?
You like the sauce?
Ah, you like the sauce?
You added a little French into that or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sauce,
Maybe northern. So.
I worked with an Italian.
You actually speak real Italian?
I'm sorry to hear that.
No way.
I was working in a factory.
Was it Harry?
With Italians?
Was it Harry?
They brought this Italian crew over to build this machine that it took them like months to build. It was like an Italian machine, so like they brought it over this Italian workers.
Nice. Only Italians can build Italian machines.
From Italy.
Man, you'd be with
From Italia.
Come on over to the house.
So the Terraria mods or pin this. I can't look at
Hey,
Columbus right now.
Your Italian accents kind of sound similar to Bentley's.
Who?
What?
Bentley.
I have no idea what that is. A car?
Nah,
You know, the guy I've only heard a couple times, but
the turtle.
a little bit. Well, a little bit.
Is a turtle called Bentley?
Yeah.
No, I just make sure.
No, just look at the video.
Okay, I'm looking at Columbus right now.
Let me guess, you're playing with Smug.
Oh,
Are you playing? I asked, are you playing with Smug Hat?
I haven't played with Smughead in several months.
Oh, well. Trade.
Johnny, can you see the room chat? In case you can't see the room chat, Bert H says, Johnny, you're really shit at poker.
Wait, did you see that? Soprano, alto, alto, soprano?
No.
What?
This is why Discordia should have pinned the video for.
No.
Oh, it's Detroiter's fault.
Sure. What is this? Coherent again? Another Sean video pin?
Yeah, I'm actually. It's 4 minutes. I gotta check this out.
Just me. It's just the only part that's funny is me trying to get to my joke.